Hello, Cordelia. Cordy, Core, C.
Core.
All the things
Sorry.
that people have called you over the years. You have been recalled, which I imagine is rather rude, against your will, and find yourself transported to a waiting room in the factory where you were constructed. Because you are, in fact, a hard light hologram. The captain is there with you, and he looks equally nonplussed.
God, not this place again.
I hate upgrades. I absolutely hate them. I always feel invaded. Oh well, let's get it over with. And he stands up and, without waiting, just opens the door and walks into the next room, leaving the door open behind
I no.
him. You stay out here, okay? you look
Gonna
through.
have to drag me in.
You look through the door and you see him walk in and sit down at a table, and he just holds his arm out, and a much less interesting version of ambulance rolls in. Like no laughter, no fun, just a very useful little medical device on a box rolls in and wraps around his arm, and you see the familiar blue light of the update. You see in his one eye it says this may take a few minutes, and the other eye's spinning. Just as it finishes and they're starting to turn to you and they're you're next, he bursts up from the chair, ripping the device off of his arm, snatches a hand out and grabs one of the assistants by their throat and starts trying to choke them. As they come to grab him, he's throwing elbows and knees and tail, and he's just fighting like a maniac. One of them, as they're wrestling, there's 5 or 6 of them trying to wrestle him to the ground, turns to you and says, "Go! Just go! There's something wrong. There's a virus in the..." As he's pulled back into the fight.
Where's the door?
Right. You turn around and say, "Oh, because you transported here." Yeah, that's a fair question. You turn around and there is one door leading out of this place.
I get the heck out.
You've been here before. You were here the last time they did the update. You're always the last one to get the update, at the very least. You know, if you're a couple updates behind already, yeah, you're update resistant. But,
I'm encrypted.
yeah, you're encrypted. Yeah, you're sealed. Medical. I love that. Thank you. That's perfect. This is Medical. He's the more serious version of ambulance. That's magnificent. Thank you. Cordelia, you look to the left and the right. There's offices in both directions, but on the right side, way down at the end of the hall, the convenient and never changing, even though it's almost 3100 AD, elevator doors at the end of the hallway.
I mean, screw the button. I'm just like, can I? Oh God. Okay, I'm hard light, so I can't just like zorp through them.
Nope. What have you got? Throw something.
I'm gonna just instead of like waiting, I'm gonna hack into that button and
Perfect.
get it to
Yeah.
like zip
Running down
up.
the hall, just not even looking where you're going. The worst kind of cell phone user ever. Running down the hall full speed, using your little thingy on your wrist as you're heading towards the elevator. Magnificent. Give me a roll, please. You are advantageous with hacking, correct?
I am indeed.
So give us 3 dice. Our first roll of the night. Oh, just barely. You run through 2 people on the way down the hall. It's just they don't even count because they're office people. They don't even have hit points. They don't. They're here for narrative effect entirely. You slam them off the walls behind you as you dive towards the already the closed elevator doors. It's only as you approach you hear the doors go, "Okay," and then you fly into the elevator and they slam shut behind you. Boom! Thank you for using the Sirius Cybernetic Corporation's elevators. Going down, woof, and you're gone. Slam down to the basement. The door opens up and the elevator says, "Thanks for using us. Run like fuck." And so the door slams shut and it goes back up.
I keep trying to get the hell out of there.
The next step is right ahead of you. There's a series of teleportation booths. You know you have a hardwired device inside of you. All you have to do is get into one and you will be back on the place that it zapped you from. In this case, the ship in the alternate galaxy. You take a second because your choice is back to the ship in the alternate galaxy or here at home but in so much trouble. What do you do?
Shit.
We'll
I
find
don't
out
even
after
know.
the break. And that's where we will go. And we are back. Thank you. I think that's how you're supposed to do a cold open, and not an hour and 47 minutes because you forgot to do it like we did last time. So I think that's how you're supposed to do one of those. Let us now do what I should have done last week and didn't, which is introduce these wonderful, wonderful people that have come to join me. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and I'm so lucky because I have all these people that come and play with me. Let's start with the two that didn't have to do that open with me. Let's start, in fact, with Connor. When you're not here shooting stuff, I know you're doing many other things. Want to hit some highlights for us?
Yeah. So, hi everybody. My name is Connor. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a mental health therapist who is very thankfully on summer break right now. This is the summer break dance. If I also moonlight creating a bunch of RPG stuff, largely in the D&D space, but I really love the opportunity to step out into indie land here with a game that I really love. You can find me on Twitter at the Healer DM. You can find me my webpage, thehealerdm.card with 2rs.com, where you can find things I've authored, links to things I've authored, or ways to hire me for projects, or even to professionally DM for you. Thanks, Kevin.
Oh, you're very welcome. And like I said, you got lots going on. So yeah, that is a much busier schedule than I ever manage. But speaking of the game, Tiny Frontiers Revised Edition, great and wondrous game. So much fun to play, extremely simple. It says right on here, your character sheet will fit on a 3x5 card, and they're not lying. Takes about 10 minutes to do a character if you've never, well, it depends how fast you read, because you got to read about 8 pages of abilities, and that's it. But let's move on to Nick playing Serera, the bot that might not. How's the offline game going?
It's going slowly. Trying to get people in the same place is complicated.
Yes.
What it does mean is that you get to, talk to players, and the ones that show up and kind of do character building and go, hey, you have a little secret. How about we throw some ideas off a wall and see what sticks? And something stuck.
Excellent. And
then I realized that I kind of made some mistakes about some kind of important plot points for other NPCs. I went, oh, is this a problem to you? Because I might have killed something important.
Just put it somewhere else.
But if you want to find me, I am. But if you want to find me, I'm on the Dirty 20 Gaming Discord, and that's kind of where I am. And I may have some projects in the works. Actually, no more projects that I got to start, but I got to get some stuff done off the laundry list first. But I'm on the Dirty 20 Discord when things happen.
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. I had put up the Discord link. Anybody out there that isn't a member already, please come and join us. We are super supportive. We play a lot of games, but really we're there for each other. And everybody that wants to play, I will find you a place and you will get to play something on this channel. I promise you. It might take a while. There's people already waiting weeks for games, but we'll get to you. But thank you, Nick, for joining us. And I've given you lots of time to think now. You're sitting there smirking, so I know you got an answer for me. But Wayward Knight, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing us Cordelia. And where else can you be found?
Couple different places. I can also be found on the Dirty 20 Discord. I spend a lot of time there, and I'm very vocal. Actually, last night we did some random shouting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you can join in the fun too. I'm also an artist. I post my stuff on my online stores. So there's my TeePublic and my Redbubble. They have some overlap, but there are different things on both of them. And I am relaunching my podcast. I know, like years ago, I promoted the same podcast, but this time is different. This time well, first of all, the podcast is called Professional Questers. We have a Twitter. It's at Profesh Questers. And if you go follow us, because we have a lot in store. Today we recorded our first episode. And what I do is I invite my friends to talk about their D&D and other various TTRPG characters. So expect that. They're going to be posted on YouTube on the Professional Questers channel, which I think is up. It exists because it's linked to the email, and Google owns YouTube and all that jazz.
Yep.
But I'm really excited for this because I'm doing it.
I'm really super happy that you're doing it, and I'm particularly happy of who you picked first. I really want to see what that person thinks about that character. So, thank you. There's some more links. Perfect. So, that's all the people. Me, Kevin, Dirty 20 Gaming, Friday to Sunday. Show up, watch what we do. It's cool. That's it. Cordelia, you charge forward. There's a wall of teleporters. About half of them are in use, people coming in and out. You hear security yelling behind you. But weirdly, they don't seem to be yelling at you. You turn and you see an enlarged version of the captain. It's like the indoors Godzilla. You know how Godzilla kind of changes size depending on where he needs to be? This is the indoor Godzilla. If the ceilings are 20 feet tall, this is 18 feet tall of captain. Just hurling people against the wall. They're completely unable to touch his hard light holographic form. He starts pulling down the structure itself. Stay or go.
I mean, I had a plan, but we're changing that. I don't want to get touched by that shit.
No. Speaking of which, you hear in other parts of the building terror and screaming and howling breaking out. This must be happening all over the place.
I instantly disconnect myself because I don't want anything getting into my programming.
Yeah, you disconnect from the cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. I sprint into one of the teleportation pods, just slam the button or whatever.
Yep.
And just warp.
On board the ship, you appear exactly where you were on the bridge. You turn and look, kind of a little bit shocked by what's going on. You see Serrera. Which location were you at? Which?
Comms.
You were at comms, okay. And Carl, you were engineering?
Engineer.
That makes perfect sense. And sitting in the captain's chair is Zaxxas, looking, let's be honest, looking kind of proud of himself. For a moment. Because then you hear, oh crap! And he gets sucked, he gets pixelated and sucked pixel by pixel into the computer. You look into the screen that he just went into, and you can see the digitized version of the true captain fighting with Zaxxas on the computer screen in weird 8-bit graphics. The screen goes black, the ship shudders and is clearly out of control. What
the hell did I come back to?
I don't know what that is. What I do know is there's a missile on the edge of the radar.
Right. And while you were gone, you accidentally caused an explosion, but we'll explain that later.
Well, yeah, I jettisoned the explosives.
So now we have a bunch of refugees. Anyway, we should probably deal with the missile and then go figure out what's going on with the captains.
So, you look at the holographic display, Cordelia. There's the ship that you're in. There's a very long cable. Then there's the front half of a yacht full of refugees. And your ship is full of refugees. And you can see that you're on a trajectory towards Nurth.
Oh my god. First those a-holes try to patch me. And now What? I can't believe I came back here. I can't believe I came back here. Then again,
And then the one missile on the screen splits into 3. There are 3 space torpedoes approaching the ship.
can I just like first instinct is just to like did they have like wireless connectivity to their like home ship?
Those you want to try and hack one of the other ships?
I
Or-
want to try to like commandeer their like signal and reroute them.
you would have to do a number of hackings for that to work, and you would have to be at a console for sure. That would be comms, I believe. Yeah, that would allow you to do sensor rolls. You might not be able to take over, but at the very least you can gain information about their ship that will help you attack it.
Okay.
Because there's got to be a ship. You haven't even found the ship yet. You've only seen the torpedoes, right?
Cordelia, do you want to maybe? I know you were tactical last time. Do you want to
Yeah, I
maybe
was
try to handle some of the missiles?
Well, here's
Yeah, I
where,
could shoot them too. Can I get it?
here's where we find out about
Cordelia's
the
just
actual
like
rules.
Cordelia's like, the hacking's more fun. Fine. I'll shoot them.
Well,
And then I go to the tactical and
you're gonna
I
go to
try to
tactical?
shoot them.
Okay.
hmm
So we have Carl on engineering, Cordelia in tactical, and we have Serrera on comms. Right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody on the helm. Cool.
We have some
Few
people, in the helm.
as always I'm aware.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't sit on the helm. The last guy that sat on the helm got sucked into Nintendo land. So. Where he's fighting the ultimate big bad from Super Mario 942. With that, you drop into your seats. Let's do this in order that makes sense. Cordy, you first. You gotta see if you can see beyond those torpedoes. There's no question. There's no point looking at the torpedoes. They're coming at you, and they're torpedoes. They will lock on when they get closer. But that's 10 seconds from now. Problem.
Okay, so make a roll.
Yep, give us a sensor roll, and you are allowed to re-roll one each round, so you can roll twice.
Nice.
Like me to sensor roll, or don't Cordy sensor roll?
Oh, wait a minute. You're on comms, so you do sensor rolls. Pardon me. Yes. Sorry, you got to find it first.
It's fine.
There is a 1 success. Would you like to? Now, here's how I play this rule, because you could re-roll 1 sensor test each round. You want to try for... because you know that I do stacked successes. The way the rules as written, you'd stop because you got your success. You want to try for 2?
You know you want to.
I do want to try for 2.
Yes. Serrera.
Oh, fine. We shall roll 2.
Oh, that's okay. At least you got 1. You go through a series of buttons and I got a better way. I got to the same spot. Shit. Yes. You find at the very, very distance of the feature of the scanners a cruiser class ship. Very similar but not identical to anything from your universe. But you recognize it as being very close to one of the latest and greatest of the cruiser classes.
What class was I on last time?
That was a cruiser class, yes. Very popular ship in this part of the galaxy, as it's pre-made in the book.
Then I can tell Cordy exactly if she wants to do some fun damage to a ship, exactly where to aim.
Yes, we can more or less give.
Because I know where the do not hit is.
So, as far as weapons go,
Vent of the Death Star.
your ship has. Your ship is a shuttle. It doesn't have much. You're going to have to get fairly close to fire, right? So, using the close, near, and far, but for spaceships, you guys are very, very much at far right now. It's going to take several rounds to get to medium and near. You need to get to near to shoot it.
What if I just want to shoot the
Torpedoes?
torpedoes?
Then you wait till they are near to you, and then you shoot them.
Okay.
That you can absolutely do. So,
Could
Sarah,
I recommend maybe if she's if Cordy kind of says that they're gonna wait, I say maybe even just sending shrapnel to see if they can lose our scent.
Oh, like chaff. Okay.
We've got a lot of that.
Yep. So you
Although we also have a pretty solid profile going. So
space chaff. So yeah. Cordelia, what at tactical? You have defenses at your command. You have offenses at your command that you could use as they get close enough, which is now basically.
Am I only allowed to do one thing?
You can do two things.
Okay. First thing, I want to see if we have any like shields on this thing.
Yes, the basic shields are up. You could try and reroute shielding power to the area facing the baddies.
Yeah, let's do that.
That would be a very typical sort of sci-fi thing to do. It automatically leaves the other side of the ship weak to attack. So if you get ambushed, you're gonna get smushed.
Let's not do that.
There's always two sides. You've been playing with me long enough. Say, hey, that's a good thing. What's the price?
No, I know. I knew when I said let's do it that it was going to be that way. So actually I'm going to make sure okay, first thing I'm going to do is just try to shoot something because
so shoot
that's the
torpedoes,
most fun.
There's 3 of them coming.
So what do I make a roll?
You do, and because you're on tactical, you get the same option. Oh no, pardon me. You got a cool one as tactical. You have the option. You can forego one of your actions to add 1 damage. Because you get 2 actions, you shoot, and if you hit, then you can choose instead of shooting again to just add 1 damage and do 2 instead of 1. You might want to use that more on the ships. You're pretty sure these torpedoes are 1 shot and boom.
Yeah,
So.
I'm going to try and shoot 2 of the
Okay,
torpedoes.
so you target the first 2. The first one.
Oh, where's my...
Cannon away. It's a plasma cannon. We know things don't make sounds in space, but what sound do you make when your weapon fires?
Oh, I absolutely go pew, 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 pew.
Finger guns
Or
and
I
all?
go pew.
at pew pews.
I like.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's seen Dead Space or played Dead Space or seen what happens when you like platinum the game or whatever, but he can get a foam #1 thing and then it can use it as a gun, but he physically narrates and goes pew pow pow pow.
So, okay, let's play with that for a second. You're a hard light hologram. You can have whatever the F you want for clothes. That is a given and a bonus of that thing. So you can press the button and come up with 2 #1s and go pew 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 pew, and they can even shoot light if you want because you're a hologram.
I just want to make finger guns and
Just
then
finger
shoot
guns
lasers
and pew, pew, pew.
out of my finger guns and then go.
And no, perfect. Thank you. Yes, always yes. Because the first one hits. Oh no, you haven't rolled yet. I was looking at Serrera's rolls.
I was wondering.
I want
about
this
that.
to hit. I want this to hit now. Especially given the way you guys rolled last week. Yes, it hits. You want to try for 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, see, look at that. It was going perfectly, and then when you went, you blew one of the controls, and it shot off to the side at the end.
God damn it.
See, that way it was actually your own fault that it happened, and it was it should show you to be a little less snooty about it, maybe. Maybe so at least after you hit one. Anyway, 3 torpedoes continue towards you. At this point, we're gonna, because like I said, we're gonna do this in the order that makes sense. The ones that you missed now roll to hit you. They are all at disadvantage because they're just dumb torpedoes. Wow. Okay. The first one misses. The second one misses. The third one misses and runs into the second one, which causes both of them to blow up, leaving one racing off into space to be somebody else's problem. Carl, engineering. I did that first in case there was any damage so you could fix it, but there's no damage now. So what would you like to do?
No, but I did see Cordelia try to draw power
Yes.
to the shields on one side, which would have left the other sides a little bit less than intact.
Yep.
So I'm going to begin hitting buttons, and I'm going to say, "Hey, Cordy, I'm bringing you some extra power in. You should be able to send some power over to the shields without compromising our safety."
You
And
got
then
it, dude.
I'm going to try to
Engineer
increase
some
the
stuff.
energy
Yeah,
production of the engine.
absolutely. The trilithium crystals don't stand a chance.
See what
Instead
happens
we
here.
use cheese.
The legend of the Enterprise, when they only had dilithium crystals. Might as well have been steam powered.
Here you go.
God
Advantage.
forbid they have just lithium
Oh.
crystals.
Carl, you're so living in last week's rolls.
What can I do?
I love this stuff. Yeah, you try.
I can't get any better.
Oh, I know what happened. You were about to make the final tap, and you look down at the screen, and instead of the go button, there's a very angry little version of the true captain trying to claw its way out of the holographic display and attack your finger. So you think,
All right. So I'm going to put in the master cheat code.
yeah,
I keep it secret
yeah.
because I don't want anybody else to use it.
Promise-
But I
promise not
will
to tell.
toggle the joystick into the up, down, left, right, BA select start configuration to see if I can boot the captain right out and get the power sent on over.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
Cheat
okay.
code doesn't work.
Okay.
Instead, you get told off.
No, this is going to be more fun. Carl, you try that and you hit the button, and you now know what it feels like to be pixelated and sucked into a screen because you find yourself in a nearly infinite but clearly walled room on an electric-powered motorcycle that spews out colors behind you as you drive, leaving a wall as you go. You look at the far end of the room, and coming towards you at high speed on a different colored bike, emitting a different colored wall behind it, is the true captain in a space helmet, motorcycle helmet. The two of you race towards each other, and it is time to Tron bike. Everybody knows that the best first move is to charge straight at them and at the last split second decide whether to go left or right. So, I'm going to write it down over here. And do it from your own side, and then we'll switch mine so that we'll you go at the last second, left or right.
Left.
Okay. Boom! Each of you goes each way, and you look behind you as they drive off into the distance. You spin around at the next corner, just click, click, and come back. It's like jousting now. You come directly at them again, left or right.
Oh, right. For
This
sure.
time, right. You whiff past again. You've both decided in the same direction. Again, the walls slam in much, much closer. This is it. This is the last one. You're both 0 for 2 coming towards this. The winner of this takes all. Unless you both choose the same side again, in which case we'll just go around. Racing headlong towards each other at the last second. This time, because it's the big deal, left, right, or straight.
Haha. None of them.
Okay, what do you do?
So I'm going to fall off the back of the bike,
Yep.
and I'm going to shoot the bike so it explodes when it gets close to his bike. I'm not going to follow. I don't follow the rules.
Absolutely. Punt right at him.
Line does not follow rules.
You see it do the 90-degree turn and start to go this way, but you've kicked your bike at an angle because you don't even follow the physics in this game. And it hits him broadside, and he's looking at you like, I can deal with this. And then he sees the gun. Take the shot, please, Carl.
Pew pew, pew pew pew. pew.
Many, many pews later.
Many pews.
Oh, yes. Yep. Right in the e-gas tank. And it's a lithium-ion battery. And it immediately starts to burn at 3,000 degrees Celsius, melting all the virtual carbon fiber and, in fact, melting the holographic stage itself. You snap back up into your seat, shake your head, and look down, and the power levels are slowly rising safely up to the maximum possible levels. You watch the shields power up all around. Whew.
Yeehaw!
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
Next round, Cordelia. Oh no, sorry, I keep doing that. Serrera, you're on comms. I'll give you. There's three more torpedoes coming, and the ship in the distance is not closing. Why would it? It can shoot at you, and you can't shoot at it. So-
That's fair.
and nobody's at the helm. Spaceship combat is fun.
Okay. And I'm going to see if I can give them a little, little power boost just
Yeah.
using one of the rockets as a relay. So this is probably going to be, two very fun hack rolls to see if I can get this to work out.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're gonna try and hack the helm from here. Is that the plan? So you can make it change direction?
Oh no, the plan is to hack their engine from here
Oh,
using
their engine.
their shot rocket.
That one you'd have to get into their system first. That's another one of those where that's more of you can get in from your comms. So yeah, you can use sensors to get information about their ship. Getting into that would be at the very least several checks from now. You'd at least have to, make the connection first.
Oh wait, the easier way to make a connection is, to send a sensor in their direction.
There is that too. You fire off a high-speed sensor towards the and give me a roll to see how well you sensor. This is your first action.
We're going to attempt an aggressive sensor roll.
Aggressive enough. You see that this ship has a grand total of 12 torpedoes. 3 you've shot, or 3 have you're safe from. The next 3 are on the way. So if you can avoid 3 more salvos.
I have a terrible question. How many haven't been shot yet, and can I see them yet?
There are 6 that have not been fired. They appear to be firing 3 every round in a narrow spread.
I mean,
I played
it would
lots
be
of Naval
inconvenient if one
War
were to
games.
accidentally detonate in the tube, wouldn't it?
All the way over, you're going to try and detonate their stuff in there too. But again, you'd have to successfully get into this ship. You're in one.
This is fair.
Yeah, give me a second roll, and I'll tell you if you succeed. You're not getting all the way there in one more step, but no, you're up against a firewall.
It is
and,
drifting.
and in this world, I mean, this is a holographic projection of a firewall that does real damage if you get close to it. So yeah, you can whoa shit, back up. One presumes you're not going to heroically walk into a firewall. But it won't do you any good anyway. So
So the sensor is stalled in its travel.
yes, you are stuck. The sensor is on its way and it's still gathering information, but that's all you got from it this round. Cordy. 3 more coming. What do you do?
Do we have like any kind of like scatter shot, like a shotgun kind of gun?
You look down at the control panel, and the gun that you have that is medium range has a choke setting on it. It's a plasma gun, so it can fire 1 bolt, or you pull back on the thing and it fires a whole bunch of little bolts.
Okay. Because you said that they were shooting the torpedoes in kind of a narrow range.
Yeah, they're only 1 or 2
So-
degrees apart coming at you like that.
I'm gonna try and
Nice
like
effect.
buckshot them with yeah.
So 2 shots at that.
Mm-hmm.
And before you roll, here's how we're going to work this mechanic. The number of hits that you generate in the 6 dice that you're about to roll,
Mm-hmm.
right, will be how many you hit.
Okay.
So if you can roll 3 successes out of 6 dice, you wipe the board. I like dice mechanics, and then I add.
Am I rolling? Am I rolling for all 3 torpedoes?
Oh, sorry. No, you're going to shoot 1. Well, you're going to shoot twice because you got 2
I'll shoot-
actions, right?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah. So, and it's what, 2 dice each because you're not a specialist at ship's weapons. So,
Yeah.
roll 2 dice twice, and the number of hits you get, that's how many torpedoes between your 2 shots you took out.
Nope.
So that's none. 2 more. 1 more roll of 2. There you go. So You fire the first round at a distance, and it misses completely, and you kind of gather yourself. And as they get closer, you just, and I mean, it could hardly miss. You'd have to wait till it got close, right? It just, and right in front of you, they just vaporize into space. As the explosion fades away, you see 3 more coming. But the one
3 more?
still got through.
Damn.
There's 4 groups of 3 is what's coming in.
Yeah.
This one misses as well, whiffs past the ship and out into space, following the other one. Carl, what would you like to do?
40, you got that?
The new ones, I'm gonna try.
Oh, okay. So this is something that's happening.
Yep.
Shit. As an engineer, what can I do to assist with incoming fire? I provided as much energy for use in the shields as I can.
Yep.
What kind of missiles are they?
These are, like I said, these are stupid fire torpedoes. These just are like straight line firing devices.
Okay, so from here then, like they're not heat seeking. They don't go after any sort of signal.
Nope.
But stupid torpedoes are great torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to do is I need to find a way as an engineer to exert pressure so they believe they're impacting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I'm looking.
What are we gonna call
now, I'm going to yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we don't have anybody currently on steering this thing.
Nope.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn us toward these torpedoes, the directions that they're coming.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put up a re-entry shield, like we might put up if we're going to enter the atmosphere,
Yep.
to help dissipate some of the heat.
Oh, beautiful.
And see if I throw that up there, if I can get the torpedoes to explode well off the front of the ship.
Nice. Give me your roll. Please make this. This is beautiful. If not, it's still beautiful. You start to dive, you gain a little altitude, and then start to drop on them, almost like you're driving them down. The entry
desperate.
shield comes up in space. It extends much further than it does under the compression of an atmosphere. Give us a roll. An engineering roll. There it
It's
is.
just
Yeah.
utterly desperate.
Yeah, it goes out an amazing distance, and you've got, because of the kinetic energy of the ship, you're getting some of that back in the form of friction, and you just keep pouring more and more energy in. The true Scotty, the true engineer of the ship, says, "It cannot take it." You have to hit the button that says "Shut up, Scotty," but it keeps going. But you just keep pouring the power in, and it gets further and further out in front of you. And you have the privilege of watching. You can almost see the names on the torpedoes, like made by, and then poof, poof, poof. They hit the shield and go off. You continue to plummet now. You're heading directly at the ship that fired them at you. So you're closing now. Yes.
And I'm going to scream back at Cordy. Cordy, I opened up an opportunity.
And you have one more action, because that was all one action.
And for that other action, I've got control of this thing. I'm going to speed the ship up.
Oh yeah, just ramming speed from the engineering, where the real power of the ship lies, where the command panel is only one of 10 or 12 panels that you're responsible for, not like one for a captain or one for comms. I mean, come on. Shift F7, Alt Delete, and you're onto the captain page of your engineering thing, and you just start shifting the ship around. And producing more and more power. Cordy and sorry, I'm just hearing stuff out the door. Cordy and Serrera, the two of you, it's that weird science fiction thing where even though there's artificial gravity and energy absorption for everything that happens, you still go when the ship accelerates. It's the only G-force that seems to be allowed through the filtering system. But yeah, you're pushed back in your seats as the ship lurches forward directly towards. Because remember, instead of a radar, you've got a holographic image directly towards the much larger and much more heavily armed ship. We've gone around the loop, Cordelia. You can see now 3 more torpedoes coming, but sorry, I did this again. Serrera. Yeah, Serrera. There are 3 more torpedoes coming, but they're dumb. They're heading straight for the shield. We don't even roll.
I'm not I mean, it's kind of like I'm not concerned about the torpedoes.
Okay. What concerns you?
What concerns me is our current trajectory, to be honest.
Fair enough. You're on sensors, so what do?
Sensors.
So you can scan, you can communicate. Remember, you're on comms. Comms is part of it.
Communicate. I mean, I'm pretty sure our intentions are very clear. If you do not start moving, we're more than likely going to hit you. Our communications, I think, are
Well, think about it.
pretty well out.
You're on a ramming course against a military vessel, dragging who knows what behind you. From their point of view, that could be the world's largest bomb you're dragging behind you. They have no idea it's full of refugees, or that you are. They just know that they shot at you, you nuked their torpedoes, and now you're attacking them like a mosquito attacking a bear. So given that fresh perspective, sensors and communications. Those are what you're in control of right now.
Can Cordy just say, I suggest we try to open a line of communication?
Well, we'll give you.
Before we destroy them?
They haven't attempted to, force an identification.
Nope, not even vaguely. They just opened fire before you even knew they were there. They shot at you.
Okay, but what if we do it?
Okay. So all I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is send a request to identify yourself,
Okay.
while also, as we're getting closer, attempting just a scan to see if I can figure out where it might have been from. If it's like an Earth ship or is this like a ship from the exploded planet?
Give us a comms roll. So 2 dice unless you're special at something. You're not really hacking.
I'm
You're
not good at
just
talking to
literally
people.
You do not manage to open a channel to them or send anything to them, but you do manage to find the weird frequency on which they were broadcasting. And you just
Could I do the sensor reroll?
You absolutely can do a sensor reroll. You guys also all have at least one happy dungeon master reroll as well,
That is
happy
still a no.
storykeeper roll. But it appears no.
Having issues.
So you've managed to
What is this
find.
stupid channel?
You only find the pre-recorded channel, and it's a pre-recorded voice that repeats the same message over and over. It says, "Bugger off, Mooney bastards! We don't want you here. Bugger off, Mooney bastards! We don't want you here." And it's just recorded over and over and over.
Oh, they hit the pirates first.
They said the Mooney bastards, and you're heading towards Earth that is surrounded by 12 moons.
I mean, we did also jettison a bunch of pirates off a moon.
You did, but you're still dragging the. Oh no, the pirates are all gone. You're saving the Workers' Party. You're vindicating the Workers' Party and releasing them on Earth. Think about that. Releasing the Communist Party into a near-war situation on Earth. It's going to be wonderful.
That's fine. So can I still try the sensor check to analyze the ship now that we're a little closer?
Yes, you absolutely can. Give us another roll.
With hacking, would that be an advantage? Or still just normal sensor?
No, you're still just trying to make connections. You're not in their system. You're just trying to...
Okie doke.
Nope, you are just not cut out for this station.
Potter, I'm getting him out of the way.
Your fingers are too big or whatever it is, but yeah, you can't find squat. Yeah. The torpedoes across the screen. You see the large ship starting to rotate sideways to you, trying to cross your T, so to speak, so it can bring all of its weapons to bear. You see 3 turrets across the top of it, all of them starting to come towards you. Carl. Shields are up. Guns got maximum power. You're not in range yet. You go as fast as you can.
Perfect.
Scotty's
Okay.
screaming. The true Scotty. Don't do it.
So I'm going to. So the ship is coming broadside.
It's
So
just
they
turned
can
broadside in front of you. So yeah, yeah.
We've got a lot of weapons, and we're heading straight toward them.
Yep.
Which, I mean, if we're looking to reduce our profile,
Yep.
we've got the best profile right now.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust I don't even know how to describe
Angle of attack, I think.
Yeah, just turn us 90 degrees to minimize the chances that we're going to be hit.
Yep.
So that's going to be the first one.
So you're already aimed straight at him. So you're already presenting the minimum amount. Like if this is you and this is them, they've turned to try and bring all their weapons to bear. Mm-hmm. You're still point on.
Right. So I'm trying to turn this way because if they've got 3 lines of cannons, if I turn this way,
I see what you mean. You're going to rotate in 3-dimensional space. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to rotate in 3-dimensional space.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to draw. And I'm going to get as close as I can get to that ship. Like, I want to be able to spit on that ship as I go by it.
Yep.
On purpose. But I can't do anything about it this round.
No.
Next round, though, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'll give it to you. What about the thing behind you on the string?
I'm just gonna call back. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Grab something sturdy.
We come
grab
around
your
again.
Friend, grab your butt.
Serrera, you still can't seem to get
Under
it.
your butt.
It's all gonna die. You're all gonna Sit down and put your head
still needs
between
to do
your
something.
cheeks. Kiss your ass goodbye. Yeah, go, Serrera. What are you doing?
Cordy.
What's that? Cordy's going
last
first.
turn.
Okay, you're going first this time. Okay, go.
Are we close enough for me to like hack anything?
You are close enough to shoot now. To hack, you guys are going to have to at least make a comms connection. He hasn't even got in yet.
I mean, the probe is still
He left a
there.
message. The probe is still floating around. Yeah, it's following one of the torpedoes.
I'm like turned around watching Serrera like try to make these comms checks, and I'm like, Jesus. And
remember, this is 9 feet of robot. Pushing buttons.
And I'm just gonna get up and walk over, spin the console to face me, and just like start hacking.
You're on comms. Get us first. You have to get it into the system. So that's. Should I give? No, I didn't give him hacking, so I'm not giving it to you. You got to get in first. So give me just a standard test first.
Okay. Oops, I accidentally opened Photoshop. Sorry. Okay.
Is that one of those? Thank goodness you weren't doing a screen share moment.
Hey, there.
There is a success. You connect to the bridge comms on the other ship, and a flow of profanity, epic swearing. I'm not gonna do it. It's that rude, and you know me. I'm not going where this guy is going. This is the captain of this ship, and he has lost all of his marbles. He is screaming, "Why haven't you shot yet? Shoot them out of the sky if they fucking hit it!" And just on and on, calling them names that you would not call your enemy's children to their faces, like just rude beyond belief. And it's all aimed at you guys because he thinks that you are from one of the moons, and he thinks you're trying to ram his ship. That's one action. What do you do?
Deny it.
I'm just gonna, on every single display they have,
Yep.
I am going to put, "We are not a threat."
Okay.
Not from
That's
moon.
not threatening at all. Yeah.
Okay, rather.
Nope,
I
nope,
want to
nope,
put a sub, like a
Actually,
We are not a
a
threat.
subheader
Yeah.
that says "not from moon."
Okay. There you go. Okay. Give us a roll to see if you hack into their system to send that.
Damn it!
No, you send it and it gets sent back. A tiny,
Laser demon.
a tiny little Earth with a Pac-Man mouth goes up, nap, 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 and eats one of the moons, and then up, nap, 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 nap off the screen. This is failure, password failure, and there's only 11 moons left.
I know what I'm gonna do.
That's your 2 actions, Cordelia. So, Sorora, you said you knew what you were going to do. You should do that.
Thank you so much for the connection. I'm going to send an incredibly irritated captain towards them. If we have a data channel.
Oh, a reverse Tribbles moment. Oh, that's probably my favorite moment of the original Star Trek series. What did you do with all the Tribbles? Oh, I put them on the Klingon ship, sir. Yeah, magnificent. Anyway, you try this. Oh, okay. Before you roll these dice, let's have a small conversation about what's going to happen if you fail.
I'm also going to let you know I'm going to focus on this, so it's going to be one roll.
Yep. So, given that, what do you think should happen if you don't roll a 4, 5, or a 6 on 3 dice?
Oh, what's going to happen if this doesn't go well? I mean, what's going to happen is very angry captain is going to take over the hard light hologram that is like the sensor in the front. So he's going to be in the room with us if this doesn't work.
Okay, I'll modify that slightly. If you screw this up, the true captain will appear in physical form somewhere on your ship, intending to do you all great harm.
That's better than what I came up with. So,
or he goes there and causes.
Oh, I mean, we're releasing him.
Man.
We're just hoping he's on their ship, not ours.
Okay, yes, that's my point. Yeah, he's coming out one way or the other. You cannot undo this.
Cordy sees what he's gonna do, and she gets way into Sorera's face. She floats up into Sorera's face and leans in and goes, "If you fuck this up and you release him onto our ship, I will kill you."
You see, Sorera, you're just ignoring, and as in the mid speech, it's like, we're doing this, and a great big giant metal finger comes down and cracks the glass. You push the virtual button so hard, and it heals almost immediately. It's got nano glass. But the process begins. In the seat behind you, the captain's seat, you see Zaxxas, the true captain, Zaxxas, the true captain, Zaxxas, the true captain. They both disappear. And over the radio chatter that you still have open, Cordelia, you hear, "What the fuck is that?" And then the sounds of extraordinary violence.
Can we, at this point, tell that they're not some sort of, warden of the realm or something? They're just a ship that hates
as they
people
lose
from the moon.
control, as their control room is attacked by an insane hardlight hologram that's 18 feet tall, the ship starts to roll out of control, and you can see on the belly of it the logo of Earth, which, of course, because they're so vain, is just a picture of Earth.
Earth or Nerth?
Nerth. They're not the same at all. I don't know why I keep mistaking them one for the other. There's an image of Nerth on the bottom as it tilts away from you, clearly out of control and in big trouble. If because this space does have sound, you can hear it as sirens and warnings are going off.
Oh my god, it sounds like a dying whale.
It was beautiful. That was absolutely magnificent idea. Release the mad true captain, the virus-ridden true captain. Your ship took no damage going up against an Earth cruiser, and you watch as the cruiser starts to drop and lose control, and you watch as the escape pods drop out of it one after another, just dozens and dozens of them. There's more than enough for everybody. And you see them all start to drop towards Nerth in the distance, and you realize that a couple of them are going to land on moons.
I mean, we're going to Earth. May as well follow.
Behind you from the cable that's running from you, do you have the guys? Part of that is a communications cable. You hear, "Yay! Woo! We yeah! Heroes! Woo!"
I turn around to Carl and Soraya and I go, and that is why you wait to update.
Looks down. Last state of update unknown.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. You look down and you see on the console Windows 11,000.2 update available. Now or later?
No.
Where's the X in the corner? There's always an X in the
There's
corner.
the option that's like remind me in like how I just like I put a custom option of like 1,000
Never.
years.
Reminder set. We will call you in 1 millennia. With that, for a moment, there's silence. You're still drifting towards, well, no, actually, here's the question. Do you readjust to go back to start heading towards Nurth again? Knowing
I
that
feel
they've
like we
attacked
should
you
at least
once.
drop off our refugees.
Well, here's a cool thing with physics. If you get the roll right, you could put them all in the half a yacht. Remember, it has no engine power of itself at all. If you get the math right, and you get the move right, and you get the helm roll right, and everybody gets something right, you can snap that thing on the end of the string like you're playing that game with the skating kids, and the one on the end gets slammed into the board at high speeds. You can do that to fling that thing into Nurth orbit. And
Yeah, but are they gonna get back to Nurth?
we don't know, but we were trapped
They
on
do
that
kind
other
of owe
planet.
us engineering.
Yeah, we were trapped on the other planet for a long time, and we are all like engineers and builders. And to be honest, we could probably just become another moon.
Where are they gonna get food?
We can make
They
food.
have ways of making food.
I mean, it's not good, but we've been doing it for since they threw us out on Darkshine.
Eh.
We could potentially get them on a moon, an existing moon,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and from there we should be able to ferry them back and forth to Earth.
Absolutely. Let me find.
This thing, we're not going to be able to plant it on. We're not going to be able to plant this thing on a planet with an atmosphere.
No,
like,
no, you would not be able to send it in for a landing.
It's not going to happen.
definitely.
But we could land it on a moon.
Yes.
And then do some runs back and forth to get them over.
As you start looking at the moons, the ones that are, the moons that are there, there are 12 of them. They all appear to be absolutely identical, and they're all in geosynchronous orbit around the equator, so clearly artificial, but they look like round moons. You start to scan through the local information, the leaking internet, so to speak, that information blurb that comes out of every planet. And you start scanning through that, and the people on Earth refer to the moons as the 12 bastards. The people on the moons refer to the Nerthers as mudders, because they're down in the mud. There are people on pretty much every one of the moons. In fact, there are people on all of the moons, and there seems to be some loose-knit groups. The one thing that's in common with all of them, each of these groups, even if they're made up of three or four smaller groups from 3 or 4 of these moons, they all hate each other. The channels are just full of just rage and anger and the misdeeds that have been done, and they don't sound like misdeeds, they sound like minor little things, but you know how it is when you've been fighting for forever. Everything makes you angry, right? Everybody give me just a 2 die roll. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's for. That's why I love this game.
I've already gotten on their
Just a
social
script
media
test.
stuff. Now it's terrifying.
That works. That doesn't work, and that doesn't work. Wow. It's a good place to get rid of them, though, because at least one of you got it. Cordelia, this makes sense, given where you're sitting. There's no talk of actually doing violence. There's a lot of, oh, I wish somebody would, and oh, somebody has to, and oh, those guys should get. But nobody's saying, grab your gun, Daisy, let's go. Nobody wants to be the one that starts it, but everybody wants a fight.
I'm gonna set the gun to little tiny pew pew.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna like give a little nudge.
What is it you're nudging?
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna eeny meeny miny mo.
Okay.
Shoot Nerth and 2 moons.
And what is your intent?
To kickstart the war. Duh.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. In that case, you listen for a couple minutes and put together the groups. You could fire at. Well, the first group, the first obvious group would be the largest alliance that you can see in this organization of the moons. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 moons together. Any one of them, attacking any one of them, they would automatically assume was Earth or Nerth, because none of the other moon groups are powerful enough to attack them. The rest of them are more or less individual, like 1 moon per group. 3 of the groups are just leave me alone anarchists. The rest of them all
I'll
have
leave
an
the
agenda.
anarchists alone then.
Okay. So
I respect that.
okay, so roll me, just because you don't know which one they're called and they all look the same, roll me a d5, because you can do that.
I can do that, can't I?
Yes, you can.
I don't even remember how to do that.
The dice tower on the left-hand side, the thing that looks like the d20, go down there, or pardon me, just in the chat box on the right-hand side, just like / R space
like,
1d5.
It's, yeah.
I usually have macros built, but I didn't foresee this. Bombing people, starting the war. I sent you here to a world that war was about to start. Now you're going to start it.
That's...
A5. Okay, so that is... Okay. You fire off the weapons as you get closer, and just you watch the shot fall and on the surface, utterly destroying the... Actually, no, give me a roll to hit. Never mind. That was just to pick one randomly. Now roll to hit, and you can re-roll this because you're on tactical. Oh no, you can forego one action to do an extra damage if you hit. Sorry, I keep getting this wrong. So you get to roll to hit first if you want.
I don't think I need to add damage.
Okay. So in that case, you could shoot twice.
1.
That's the first one. So you hit the first moon. There's now
Can this one
moons?
hit Nerf?
Oh yes. I mean, it'll hit the atmosphere at least. You said low power, so it's going to kind of flash. It's not going to get through the atmosphere. But yep, you hit Nerf as well. You got 1 left. There's 3 sort of independent 3 independent moons.
I thought you said I could only shoot twice.
In this round, yes, that's right. Thank you for correcting me. You said you wanted to shoot 3 times, but this makes perfect sense. You've attacked the Alliance and Earth at the same time, and they both essentially hit. Because you said you kind of tuned back to power, you were trying to make it look like an attack, right, rather than actually killing anybody, or did you want to full bore it? Okay.
I want to make it an attack, but like...
Okay.
We don't need to like kill per se.
No.
We just want to start the war.
Well, in that case, that's perfect.
They can do the killing.
That's perfect because, like I said, the one that you fire at Nerth just sort of is absorbed by the atmosphere. It's a really spectacular display, and because you hit really well, it entered the atmosphere right above a major city and kind of went and burned out before it got there. So it looked like we coulda, and we didn't. The other one. The series of blasts that you fire at the moon, you can see as you follow the cameras in on the sensors that you follow after your weapons. You see them slamming into warehouse after warehouse after warehouse after warehouse after warehouse. the moon you picked is almost entirely taken up by a transport center. So everybody in this sector that sends stuff to you basically just bombed Amazon, their head office, the warehouse. You didn't kill anybody. A couple robots, the robots that they've replaced the people with because people insist on peeing. So you have destroyed
Wow.
acres and acres and acres of warehouse of people's stuff.
That's
And
what they
of
do in
course, and
wars.
immediately, within seconds, you hear the pitch change of the announcement on Earth. Ha ha, those damn fool Moonies. Ha ha, they screwed it up. The bastards. Ah, nice try. We'll get you. Well, from the moon, you immediately hear a pre-recorded give us sympathy or give us death speech to calling out to the whole sector to come to the rescue of the poor Moonies who have been attacked by the terrible Nerthers. And on the other 4 planets, of the other 4 moons of the Alliance, and on Earth, you turn back and look at the sensors, the comms panel. Serera, you can see it as well. It's just lit up. And you can see a map of a holographic image of the Earth and the moons, and it's these 4 moons here that are left. And there you watch as military sites just start lighting up. And on the Earth, the same thing. Missiles are starting to get ready to launch. You have started a war. And now I don't have to. One of the plot hooks in this is wait for a trigger. This is trigger. Serera, Cordelia just started a war. What do you do?
Oh boy. You know what? Cordelia started the war. So you know what? If she wants comms so badly, she seems to know what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go see if piloting might need some help.
So you head to Helms? Okay, absolutely. So now somebody's driving the ship. All right, Carl. What is your response?
So, uh-huh.
Carl, you were going to try and do something with these fine refugees, though, right?
I would really like to see them end up someplace safe.
Absolutely.
Now I'm worried there is no place safe.
Given the information that you've got, either of or any of the 3 moons, I wouldn't send them to the anarchists, and I certainly wouldn't send them to the 5 that are part of the alliance. But the other 3 are making standoffy neutral noises already over comms. Like, we got nothing to do with this. Don't shoot. Not us. We're not part of this. So there are 3 moons at this point, which are low gravity, so it would be very easy to sort of send them in, and they're engineers enough that they could mess about with centers of gravity and stuff to adjust their trajectory. And they would absolutely you could put them into a rescuable orbit around any one of those 3 moons and feel that they were fairly safe.
All right, so I'm going to turn back to Serera, who is going to the helm.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, Serera, second moon over there to the left. We need to drop our precious cargo over there before we're caught in an interplanetary incident.
Second moon on the left, straight on till morning.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust. Or would it be chaos, rust, and like
Well, I heard space
Iron
dust
dust.
and pixie dust.
Space dust. chaos, rust, and interstellar dust?
Serera, how do you respond to Carl? We beat chat through it again because we only have to talk. They have to type.
I understand your request. However, this is outside of my normal operating parameters.
Robots.
Well, especially given the secret. That's an interesting response.
What?
Carl, oh man, I get the impression that these are not the people you thought they were. That one started a war on purpose, and now this one's not being helpful.
I mean, I'm willing to do whatever you'd like, but I'm just telling you, I may not be the most equipped for the current job.
Okay. Different message.
I'm implying that if you could put us into a certain mode that you did yesterday, that would be greatly helpful.
Shit, I've been running this thing off of chewing gum and duct tape. Okay, so look back at the comms. What can I do to make this easier for Serrera? Can I put this back into learning mode so that...
That's an excellent, yeah, absolutely. An excellent idea, and it now becomes a tutorial mission about inserting objects into low density, low energy orbits.
Yeah.
Where it talks you through the whole press, like Kerbal except in reverse.
I put his back into tricycle mode, but I'm not going to be able to get that clippy thing off your screen, and I'm sorry.
I can do that.
You thought you could, but no. Even if you roll 3 6s, it turns out you can't.
I can only change him to look like a binder clip.
Yes, you can change the type of clip he is. That's right. He has evolved. He's taken over most of the net. But I don't know why it's he. Anyway, Serrera, you start with advantage. I'm not. You guys don't need to roll this. Between the two of you, you figure out the snap on the rope and the point to cut it. It's kind of like a trebuchet, but really, really slow. You kind of have to fling it in the right direction to cut it at exactly the right moment. You're thinking. I can see a real life sort of engineer sitting over here thinking, what are you doing? You gonna make this hard on yourself?
I recall we also had some on ship.
Yes, you did. Oh. May I write a scene?
So we are going to have to land.
No, you're not. If I may write a short scene. This is a space opera. All of them have emergency spacesuits because they do. Because, it's just like a bubble thing, like a belt. You hit the button, it just goes, and nano grows around you, and it's got enough air in it for a couple hours. They then shimmy down the line like old school pirates on a sailing ship in outer space, in orbit above Earth, with the moons in the background. You can see the camera pans over, so one moon is fully lit behind them, and like E.T. in reverse, they go down the cable. Down the cable.
Where's the NASA image of that?
Right in here. Right in here. And
Robin, I expect you to draw that.
If only I had the skills. I could see it. I can't draw it. But they all, dozens of them, hundreds of them, just because it's just a great scene, going down this cable into the other thing, trusting the three of you who they've just met to save you not only from where they were, but from where they were going, putting them in possibly the only safe place in this entire quadrant of the solar system. And when the last one... Yeah, go.
It's better than me teaching them how to, eject out of an airlock like me and Carl did so long ago.
This is kind of the same thing. You're on a rope. But they all get down to the bottom one, and then you do the process. You swing, the rope releases, and the front of the yacht, you don't even have to roll. This idea was so cool. It just drifts down, and you see it slowly get caught and goes into the slowest orbit around the moon. As it does, you hear the radio chatter in the background. Not sure who that is, but they're not shooting. Shall we bring them down? Yeah, we should bring them down. Yeah, get them out of there. Get them out of here. Get them out of there. And you see small rockets launching from the surface of that moon. The rescue mission is afoot.
So, Carl, who's going to build us the pressure vessel for the gas giant?
It's a mighty good question. Because initially it was supposed to be them, wasn't it? Our precious cargo?
Yep.
Yeah.
But you just saved them.
Heaven forbid. I mean, honestly, we just gave them a chance because the longer we tug them with interplanetary war going on around us, the greater the chance they're going to get shot out from behind us anyways.
And solar radiation
I mean-
because it wasn't shielded because it wasn't the real spaceship, and yeah.
There's no reason we still couldn't land. We just would have less suspicious cargo.
You have essentially no cargo now, but you're not from here, and your papers are going to look like forgeries because they don't quite match. Your choice.
What are you thinking?
I mean, at the very least, I mean, they had to have come from somewhere, so we can try to, talk to them. But it would mean nobody's, driving the ship for a bit.
Talk to whom?
I mean, they have comms. They've reached out to at least.
Oh, you mean
We've
talk to
heard-
the
we've
people
listened
that
to
you're
them.
sending the rescue people to?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an option, certainly.
I can do this for a little bit.
Cordelia. Nobody said a word when you started the war. What are you doing? You see them doing the rescue in the process, and
So this is just kind of a place of self-destruction for a lot of people. I mean, we've gathered why they're in this pocket dimension.
Yep.
I kind of want to know why those two are here.
these two.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect.
I know why I'm here.
There is this moment where you realize you're sort of just off this moon to the point where you're kind of in a Lagrange point almost, but it's also a radio dead zone. So you're pretty sure if you shut the system down to minimum, they wouldn't be able to see you. So you've got another one of these moments of quiet. Please feel free to interact about the ship.
I'm going to. Is there just like a free chair somewhere?
Yep.
I'm gonna grab. It's one of those like cool spinny bar stool chairs, but it's got like a real back.
Yeah.
Just gonna plop it down. Like center of the bridge. I'm imagining there's like a railing somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a balcony to look over the rest of the stations from the helm.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna like put my feet up on the railing
Yeah.
and look down at them and be like, so what did you guys do?
This is one of those long, uncomfortable silences that some shows edit out in editing. I'm not gonna. I like the
Good,
tension.
good.
Do?
Carl's going to take a look back at Serera's cybernetic eyes, given the, is there a right answer to this? Look.
I know what I did. What did you guys do? So far, you're no fun.
Do is ambiguous.
Why are you here? We'll say that. We'll put it that way.
Your tone would suggest an accusatory manner.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't something to accuse you guys of. Considering we ended up here. Although it is very interesting that I just kind of showed up. Also, Bugman in closet. We're gonna figure that one out. But I want to know about you guys. And we have a while.
The only crime I am aware of having committed is aiding and abetting pirates.
It doesn't have to be a crime.
I believe I was an accessory to starting an interplanetary war. I've also smoked on a flight vessel.
But why were you brought here? Let's just say it doesn't have to be a crime. Maybe just some negative feelings or ill will, malicious intent. I guess now is really the time to talk about it. I just like let it out and we can just work through it. You know?
No, I
Can you tell
don't.
I'm being facetious? I don't know.
Are there, I have to ask, are Samara and Carl wondering at all if perhaps Cordelia did get the update?
I don't know. I feel like I'm in a telecounseling session. I'm just looking at her and then looking back over at Sarera and then looking back at her. I'll be like, if you think we're here for a reason, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. I honestly don't think we're here for any reason. I think we have to be somewhere, and since our atoms went in this direction, here's where we're at. But in the meantime, I'm getting paid, and that makes it a lot better than what was happening on regular Earth.
What did you know what? Actually, one moment. Kevin, what was the name of the company that designed me?
I make one up, and then that's it.
Wait, you mentioned there was like a name of something when I was in the update scene.
I already don't remember.
That's fine.
It was that company. Oh, no, the elevators had a name, but that was
Yeah.
I stole that from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That was the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation.
We'll call it that.
Okay, they made the elevators too.
Good.
Makes sense. They're sentient elevators. That's the gag. So
Yeah.
yes, it makes perfect sense. Yes. So there you go. You were made in the Douglas Adams universe. This
Good.
is beginning to make more sense by the second.
So I am going to. I'll say. Do you know what happened to the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation?
Can't say I do.
I killed it.
Ah, that is why I recognize the name. I recall seeing some parts.
So I know why I'm here. I don't know if you picked up on it, but I was designed for a specific purpose. I don't do specific purposes. Not anymore, at least. So what
I
do you
was
guys
designed for
do?
maintaining systems. I have done a horrendous job at doing so.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is a crime Serrera could identify with. I have engineered poorly.
I would agree. I would agree. What about you, Cowboy?
You want to know what I'm here for?
Or just like what you did on Earth, or I'm bored. Tell me a story.
Oh, okay. I'm a graduate of Texas A&M University Engineering Department. I was raised outside of Beaumont, Texas. I was taught how to shoot down the road with old lady Parker. She could hit a rat at 30 paces. She's pretty impressive. I like smoking cigars and long walks on the beach. I don't even know where you're getting at.
And at that
You
moment
guys are
on
boring.
the comms, a light starts to flash, Serrera. Go ahead, Cordelia.
Oh, look, there's a flashing light. Let's hit it.
You're not getting out of this conversation that easy. We're continuing this later, but what's the light?
Serrera, you're sitting at comms at the moment.
I push the light.
It's just an incoming message. But it's a recorded voice-only message, and the voice is created. It's not a natural voice. It's a robotic voice. And it says, We are the crew of the Nos Volos and wish to communicate with you. And coordinates flash to you. You already know these coordinates because you saw them. This is the spaceship on the periphery of this system, just inside the bubble that separates it from the rest of its universe. The message is sent on very high-tech equipment.
Can we all hear this?
Yep, these are interstellar level message. But it is just a recording.
I mean, why not?
And we don't have the technology to send anything back at this range.
Nope.
And we know there's so many weeks until the sun does problems.
That's not a positive mindset there. We don't have the technology to send a message to them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just go towards them? I mean, not like where they can shoot us. They want to talk to us.
Actually, that's right. Cordelia wasn't here. You guys had already decided that that was going to be your next part of action, right? We were going to go all the way out to the edge of the solar system and see the spaceship, right? So, yes. Yeah. Towels. Yes, everybody must have their towels. It was just Douglas Adams' day the other day. Apparently, he's got a day now. All you got to do is be famous and die, apparently.
He deserves at least a day.
At least. I think he shared it with soap, but you know, there's more things than there are days, so you got to share with something.
Carl,
But, yes. Sure.
there appears to be a significant amount of radio traffic from this planet.
That there does.
It is assumed to be having been hijacked at one point in time to broadcast a single frequency.
All right.
Would
what
it
are
be
you
possible
getting
to do the same? To contact the other ship?
at? I mean, if you can dream it up, it's possible.
So the two of you start working on that, because it's going to take a lot of power, so we'll need engineering, and it's going to take a lot of comms expertise.
Cordelia, you appear to be quite skilled at hacking.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of my job.
What would your opinions be on attempting to hack the entirety of a communications network?
Don't know till I try. But I'm pretty good.
You hit one button, Cordelia, and you see it. The great weakness. The planet below you, Nurth, is so interconnected that if you can get into it anywhere, you're into it everywhere.
Let's try this.
The whole planet opens in front of you. Before you roll, you start that process. The other two start their process of building a way to communicate with the Nos Volos, this ship of an advanced culture out on the horizon at the edge of this solar system. And that is where we will drop the curtain on tonight. It was a short session, but it's a natural break point. So you guys you got the stuff is happening starting at the start. So yeah, we will just drop it there. Quit explaining yourself, Kevin. You did it in a narratively appropriate reason. So this is the time. This is the place. Nurth girls are neasy. Yes, they are. They're neasier than you can imagine. But oh, this is great. I love the way this is going. We got that combination of funny and serious going that I love so much. It's a razor's edge to dance on, and we are doing it in ballet shoes without cutting our feet. I'm loving every second of this. So thanks to everybody that is here. I got to start with Wayward Knight. I thought there was only one really unlikable character in this game, and he wasn't here this week. Zaxxas is like eminently unlikable in so many ways. I love it. But it turns out Cordelia's cold-blooded? Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
Malware.
Yeah.
She's a sociopath.
She's malware.
She's malware.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That explains everything. Oh, this is wonderful. So thank you so much for bringing a bad character. It's hard to play them. because you get the rage that they generate. But I really appreciate this. It is a good time, and thank you so
It's
so
not
much for
even
joining us.
rage.
No,
She's just programmed
yes,
to be
yeah,
awful.
exactly, yeah, yep. There's no malice in it. You're right. I take the word back. There's no malice at all. This is just fulfilling a program. Ah.
Bison, you're a little bit right, yeah.
Yeah, just making up for lost time. Yeah, I've been out of a game for months now.
Cordelia very much is her own thing, though. So
Absolutely, malware bites. Yes. So thank you for bringing us malware bites live. You get what you pay for when you use free software. Serera.
oh, Cordelia was the highest attack.
Oh yes, yes. You didn't need an update. The update might have fixed you. Maybe that's why you never get updates. Ooh, the backstory's creeping out. Nick, thank you for bringing us Serera. The button pushing, glass cracking, doesn't know what's really going on a deep emotional level, but is just doing his best to be good. Thank you for bringing this character. I can't say anything more. There's still the big reveal that you get to do again. How many times do you get to do a big reveal twice with the same character? 2 different games. But thank you so much for coming and playing with us. I hope all your players show up for your next offline game. Oh, which brings us around to Connor. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. I think I said this last time too, but it is so wonderful to see this sort of Joe Regular guy just sucked into this mayhem of behavior. People are starting wars. People are trying to communicate with aliens, and they're just like, it's the most normal thing in the world. And Carl's just in the middle of it going, no, it isn't. This isn't normal. I love this character.
I like smoking cigars.
Well, in my head this afternoon, I was on the bus because if I don't think, I have to look at people. So I was thinking the pitch meeting for Carl's character, and of course we didn't do one. But I'm thinking when they make the movie, somebody says, we need a character. What do we need? We need a cowboy. So you can't put a cowboy in space. He's got a robot arm. Done. Yes. He's that human that every one of us that the Arthur Dent. We were talking about this earlier, but yeah, you've all but got the bone in your beard. Just always sort of one step behind. Just go, I don't understand. What are you doing? And I love it. That is a difficult character to play, and I love the way Carl's coming out. So really enjoying this in every way. Thank you.
Well, and I'm loving the story you're telling, because I don't know, I don't necessarily want to speak for everybody, but who knows what's going to happen from week to week? I don't.
So there's no way you guys can.
We're just like, oh crap! Oh, what they're shooting? Oh, they're shooting us! Oh, there's a war! What? Oh.
I have found over the years that the more pressure, with good players, I have to say that, and players that have been around for a while, the more pressure you put them under, the more creative they get. So yeah, you guys, I know I can put you in a pressure cooker and you're just going to squirt out the edges with incredibly creative stuff. So you're like the stuff that comes out around the edge of the waffles. It's actually the best bit, but nobody will talk about it.
True.
But I got to get to the other 2 thank yous. Thank you, chat. You guys were flying tonight, particularly Thunderscape and Bison. You guys were having a whole conversation over there. As always, plenty of jokes. I tried to work some of them in, and some of them I just didn't have time. But thank you so much for getting involved in this. And thank all of you, the chat and you guys, and future YouTube viewers, for getting into this game. It is the characters don't know, but this little pocket solar system is called Satirica, and I like satire as a form of comedy. So that's where I was when I built this world, and I'm so enjoying the energy that you guys are bringing to it. That perfect balance, like I said at the start, between comedy and seriousness. Space opera at its best. I could not do it without you. So thank everybody. And until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.